Hello, everyone. This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, here at the Alchemy Village, where each one reach one, each one teach one brick, one building, one block at a time. And as we often say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And today, I just want to say thank each and every one of you for last year, your support, your concern, and your interest in taking the time out and sharing what I have to offer. I often tell people, me personally, I don't feel like I have a whole lot to say, but I guess every now and then when someone come to you and tell you that they enjoy what you said or it ring rung a bell for them or gave them something to think about, I guess that all helps to make it worthwhile. So in a lot of cases, we never know what we're saying or what we're going to do or the impact it might have on someone else. So hopefully what I say would help someone. And this is a new year and going out of last year. And as this year is coming, we all have memories and some good, some bad. So whatever you might be going through, I just hope and pray that you all be lifted and keep the memories. I want to encourage you to take pictures of you, your loved ones, your family, because those are memories. When their family is gone, you're going to find yourself wishing that you would have did a whole lot of things that you didn't find the time to do. Make time for each other. Take the time out to, as you often hear me say, show concern, express the love that you have for one another. Uh, Unfortunately, last week I went to a funeral of a good friend of mine's, an older gentleman, and I just reminisce on the times that he would come by and we sit down and would drink coffee and just take the time out and enjoy each other's company. And sometimes he would call me just to see if I was here. And if I was here, he would ask me, did I have donuts or any cupcakes or anything of that sort? And if I didn't, he would tell me to put the coffee on because he was going to stop by and pick up something. And just the memories of stuff like that. He was a great man. He was a man among men's. He reminded me of my father in a sense because he and I would come down and he would tell me some of his experience and I would talk about some of my experience and didn't realize that a lot of stuff that we was going through was similar, even though he was older than I. And I thought about it. And I said, I wished I would have took some pictures while he was here. I think maybe one or two I might have, but I've always been one, they call me the picture man because I'm always taking pictures wherever we go, whenever the families are getting together. They say, oh, here you come with that camera. I said, you should start doing the same thing because it's important to take pictures because once you're gone or once you go back to your hometown or you go back from the reunions or just family dinners or whatever, there's a lot of times we don't have those memories. Not only do I take pictures, I do little short movies, I would do a little video of some of the functions and the things that we're doing and that's going on with the family, how we laugh and cry and enjoy one another. And when you get to wherever you're going and back home, you could share those memories with each other. We went to Tennessee for Thanksgiving, and there was a lot of family members that I hadn't seen in a while. And there were some that I was meeting for the first time. But most important, it's that you have to first show yourself friendly and wherever you go. And I say that because a lot of times we find ourselves when you in that kind of a surrounding, when you meeting new people or new family members, you're family. And I had to learn because I used to be kind of timid about that. I would, just hello, how you doing, and just kind of keep it moving. But I realized that we need to keep in contact with one another. We need one another. I had a cousin of mine, and he and I was sitting there in the lobby of the DoubleTree Hotel in Tennessee, and I had a hat on, and he looked at me, and him and my brother-in-law, they was talking, and my brother-in-law said, "Well, just tell him." And he said, "Cuz, I like that hat." I said, "You do?" I said, "Well, here, try it on." And I put it on his head. And he said, "Yeah, that looks nice on me. I like that." And then he gave it back. And I put it back on his head. He said, "Is this nice on you?" And I put it back on his head. So he said, what you doing? I said, "You say you like it, so I had to give you something to think about and remember me from." He said, "Oh, man." So I got to give you something. And he couldn't think of anything else, but he had a little uh, rubber band like bracelet on his arm. And that bracelet say, I think it was "What would Jesus do?" or something of that sort. But anyway, he wanted to give me something. And I took it, and I appreciated him for giving that to me. And then he reminded me and asked me, here at the village, Mr. Cofield is the founder of this organization. And he's I think, third degree Grand Master of the arts. And he might be higher than that. I think he holds a third degree master in judo and a higher rank in the karate. But nevertheless, I was prior to that, in our early days, I was one of Mr. Cofield's first students. And I had took a picture and didn't realize that my cousin that I gave the hat to had that picture out of sight, out of mind. But he showed it to me, and it brought back memories, and we laughed and grinned about it. And I often tell people time brings about a change. And I just want to show you, there was a time when I had hair on my head. I used to wear natural, and my braids used to be at least 6 inches long. But like I say, time brings about a change. And the picture that he showed me had me with a big old afro, and we laughed about it. And he rubbed me on my head, and we just shared the information, just laughing, going. And he said, "You know where I have that picture at?" No. So he shared with me that he got a little room, a little den, that he goes to sit down and meditate and just think about things when he got other things on his mind, or he just needs some time to himself. And he took a picture of my picture sitting on a stand in his little den. And you could imagine what that did for me. It made me feel so good that he thought enough of me to have that picture. He said, for whatever reason, it would give him inspiration. And as well, for just that little gesture that I made when he liked it, the hat, and I gave him my hat, he said that some things just don't change. And it made him feel good. And like I say, vice versa. But memories, we have to create memories. And back to the brother that passed last week, unfortunately, I got a chance to get up and I spoke some kind words about him. And I was telling people the kind of person that he was and the things that he did and how he was reaching and meeting the needs of others and doing things for people. And as well, from my family, I often think about my mother and father. I think about the things that they have done. And when I go around and we see other people and talk to them, even them have words of encouragement and talks about my parents, how they was there for others. They neglected themselves a lot of times. And sometimes I would tell people, and sometimes people would say, well, I'm not going out of my way. sometimes you have to go out of your way to do something for somebody. And I would tell people you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be worth it. And if they're worth, what are you worth? Or what do that person mean to you? How much do you appreciate them? That lets you know the worth of them. If they don't mean a whole lot, then that's a different story. It's a reason for everything. But most of the people that I have encountered in my life, from Mr. Cofield, my sisters and brothers, my mother and father, my great friend, London Doris Washington, and her family as well. Those are the people that has been in my life and have gave me something to look at, something to think about, something to be encouraged about, and lifted me up when I was down. And we have been able to have big laughs. And those of you that know London, she had one of the, I would say, a giant laugh. What's a giant laugh? I mean, it's jolly, it's healthy, it's lifting. It just makes you feel good. And laughter is good for the soul, when you could be down sometime and no matter how bad you feel, somebody do something that makes you laugh, it kind of picks you up. So that's what I'm saying. We want to be able to do things and have the memories of doing things for others that would encourage them to lift them up and meaningful things. Anybody can do things, but you want to do something that would encourage to live, to help build, one another. We want to as well, like here at the village, at the store here, we often want to try to help meet the needs to encourage others. We don't want to be selfish. People find themselves, just me, 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 me. It's all about me. But as I often say, we want to reach and try to help meet the needs of others. We want to help encourage. We want to help lift. We want to help to build other people, other families, other businesses, as well as ourselves. We all want something ourselves, but the more we have as a whole helps us as a whole. When you find out that one of your brothers or your sisters or somebody else is doing business, go give them a plate. It's something that I try to practice. I try to make sure that I do. The minute I find out or I see something on TV, where is that at different? I try to write that information down when I see that there's another Black entrepreneur has opened up a business and doing something for themselves. I like to just step out and go and give them a play, just to let them know. I mean, it's not that you have to do it because, we just another drop in the bucket. But the more of us begin to do that, it helps to lift and let them know that you came from across town or you didn't just happen just stop by. You appreciate them being there. You want to give them your support to help lift them, to encourage their business. Because if we don't support one another, who's going to support us? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to talk about any other, but what other group that you find running in and out of your business? We can count the few that think enough of us to take the time out to come to support us. So we definitely have to support our own. And today, once again, I would like to thank each and every one of you. Happy New Year. Keep up the good work. And remember, each one reach one, each one teach one. One brick, one building, one block at a time. And as we say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You show it by the things that you do. So keep on lifting others up. Thank you and have a great day.